When we think of the Transformers Civil War, we think of clear-cut battle lines, Autobots versus Decepticons, freedom versus tyranny, Optimus Prime fighting Megatron for the fate of a dying planet. But 4 million years of war changes a species. It rots their culture, and eventually, a faction starts turning on itself. What happened to the Decepticons who lost their nerve? The deserters, the cowards, or the black marketeers selling energon back to the Autobots? They were put on a list, and you did not survive the list. Tracking you down wasn't just a military assignment for Megatron's army. It was a holy crusade executed by a squad so fanatical and so utterly sadistic that the rest of the Decepticon ranks spoke their name only in whispers. The Decepticon Justice Division, the DJD. Today, we are unpacking the brutal rise, the terrifying powers, and the psychological collapse of Transformers' most dangerous cult. To understand the DJD, you have to understand that they weren't normal soldiers. They were zealots who worshipped Megatron's early revolutionary writings. To them, the Decepticon cause was pure, and any bot who diluted that purity with doubt deserved a death worse than extinction. When a Transformer joined the DJD, they surrendered their identity. They cast away their names to take the names of the first 5 Cybertronian cities captured by the Decepticons: Voss, Kaon, Helix, Tesserus, and Tarn. If one died, a new recruit was remodeled and took his place. The squad was immortal. The justice never stopped. Their alt modes were engineered for maximum torture. Voss transformed into a sniper rifle covered in jagged internal spikes that shredded the hands of anyone trying to fire him. Kaon was a high-voltage electric chair. Helix was a mobile smelting pool that melted living Autobots inside his chest. Tesserus had a spinning industrial shredder built directly into his torso. They engineered execution into their very anatomy. But every cult needs a high priest. The DJD was led by Tarn, a bot wearing a mask shaped like the Decepticon insignia. Tarn was eloquent, highly educated, and loved Earth's classical music. He would play Brahms softly in the background while his squad systematically dismantled a traitor. Beneath that sophisticated exterior lay a broken monster. Tarn suffered from hyper-transformation, a psychological addiction to shifting shapes so severe that he repeatedly burned out his own T-cog. To survive, he had to tear open other bots and steal theirs. But his most terrifying weapon was his voice. Tarn possessed weaponized vocal modulation. By adjusting his vocal frequency, he could perfectly replicate the resonant frequency of a Cybertronian's spark. He could literally talk your heart into stopping. He would recite Megatron's poetry, and by the final stanza, his victim's chest plate would rupture from the inside out. For millions of years, the DJD operated with total impunity. They believed they were the right hand of a god, until the god changed his mind. Late in the war, Megatron did the unthinkable. Haunted by the billions of lives he had destroyed, he renounced the Decepticon cause, put on an Autobot badge, and joined the crew of the Lost Light to atone for his crimes. This triggered a catastrophic psychological break within the DJD. How does a fanatical cult react when their messiah tells them their holy war was a lie? Tarn couldn't accept it. His mind twisted reality to protect his sanity. He decided Megatron had betrayed his own grand vision, making Megatron the ultimate traitor. And that meant Megatron's name was added to the top of the DJD's list. The final reckoning took place on the graveyard planet Necro World. Tarn allied with the warlord Deathsaurus to corner Megatron. The DJD fought with feral ferocity, slaughtering anyone in their way to validate their entire existence. Tarn expected a grand, apocalyptic duel. He expected the gladiator of Chaos to meet him with a fusion cannon, but Megatron had sworn an oath of pacifism and refused to fight. Tarn beat Megatron within an inch of his life, begging him to fight back, needing Megatron to be the monster he worshipped. But Megatron only looked at him with profound pity. Realizing his friends were about to be massacred, Megatron accepted that pacifism was a luxury he could no longer afford. He didn't duel Tarn. He stepped forward with veteran speed and used an ancient antimatter field to completely immobilize him. The power scale wasn't even close. The cult leader was effortlessly brought to his knees by the man who created him. Stripped of his mask and his ideology, Tarn realized his life of engineered cruelty meant nothing. Megatron extinguished his spark, leaving his shattered chassis in the dirt. The tragedy of the DJD is that they were the logical conclusion of Megatron's war. They took a political revolution and stripped away the humanity until only the fascism remained.